Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight it's getting down. It's going down tonight. I don't even care. I don't know if you're ready for this. Bad hair? Check. Face? Check. Water? Check. Okay, play it. I like the story element in the book. Unlike a typical self-help, this is a hybrid category of books, which despite being self-help, is written like a fiction. I enjoy the chapters with just the story development a lot more than the actual life lessons that Robin shares. Another impressive part of the book is the summary page after each chapter. See, chapter 9 has 51 pages of wisdom, and by the end of it, you're like, I get it, but I don't. And then you turn to page 143 and what do you see? One page summary, and it finally makes sense. Okay, hot take. In majority of the chapters, the summary page is just enough for you to learn the intended lesson. That's because the actual contents within the chapters feel repetitive without adding anything new to the topic. Okay, not gonna lie, the book has its funny moments. This character, John, despite being your regular run-of-the-mill guy, comes up with witty one-liners every time the story gets boring with continuous hammering of words of wisdom. Finally, there are few practical techniques that could be used in real life, like goal setting in chapter 8, opposition thinking and heart approach in chapter 7, the ancient rule of 20 in chapter 11, and the act of practicing gratitude in chapter 13. Alright guys, there's just a quick explanation that I need to make. See, the self-help aspect of the whole book is governed by the 7 virtues to living a fulfilling life. The author makes an argument that if you are able to learn these 7 virtues, you can live a very, very prosperous life. So, the whole argument of the book is based on these 7 virtues. Okay. The book spends way too much time explaining the 7 virtues. 155 out of 196 pages of this book have been dedicated towards explaining the 7 virtues to living a fulfilling life. 155. Even though in my opinion, those same points could have been explained in 60 pages at most. See, one of the techniques that Robin explains in this book is the ancient rule of 20. Okay, newsflash. The ancient rule of 20 is nothing but a glorified name for the 80-20 principle or the Pareto's law. So, I think the ancient rule of 20 could have been used in finalization of this book as well. And by the way, this problem is not exclusive to just the monk who sold his Ferrari. Almost every self-help book suffers from this problem. Don't believe me? Of course you don't.
Take it from a non-fiction author, most non-fiction books are full of crap. The average non-fiction book has 2, maybe 3 useful chapters in it. Most non-fiction books are a glorified blog post, repeated over and over and over for 200 pages. Finally, what you'll find when you start reading more and more is that a lot of non-fiction stuff repeats itself. You'll find all the time that authors use similar anecdotes, they use similar examples, they use similar stories.
So the next thing is that this book stands somewhere in between being a fantasy tale about 2 friends and a full-on self-help book only. In my personal opinion, the book would have done better as just a full-on fantasy fiction between 2 friends instead of the whole self-help arc in it. But who am I to speak? So right now it is in this weird middle ground where it is just a below par fiction and a mediocre self-help. Welcome. The fuck.